Lindsay here, the Frugal Crafter. Today for CRAFTmas, I have a fun ornament for you, and if you caught my live stream earlier today, you know that I had some technical difficulties, but I really liked the way this little church scene came out, and I thought I would redo this tutorial for you so you can see it in better detail. This video is a collaboration with Steve Ramsey for Woodworking for Mere Mortals. It's a wonderful woodworking channel, and he actually has a video showing you how to make 7 simple DIY ornaments out of wood. No experience necessary for some of them, and a lot of really great ideas over there, so make sure you check him out. This video is also sponsored by Jerry's Artorama. I will be using the Art Bites as my surface, and what I've done here is I actually cut one down because I only had one of these ornaments and I'd had it for quite a while, so I couldn't go and buy another one, so I thought I would just kind of make one with these Art Bites. So what I did was I cut this one down into a tag shape, and I'm gonna paint the background with silver paint. I thought I'd speed up this tutorial just because I did this during the live stream, and I thought it'd be a little more efficient. Just give it a good coat of silver paint and then set it aside to dry. Now on the 3" by 3" Art Bite, you're going to want to paint the blue sky, and since the night scene, I'm taking some cobalt blue and adding a little black to it and working it down my canvas. If you wanted to, you could paint this on a larger canvas if you didn't want to do an ornament. I'm trying to make my paint get a little bit lighter towards the bottom so it's more blue than black on the bottom. Then I am using a filbert brush, which is a flat brush that's rounded on the top, to dab on the tops of clouds, and then I'm using the background brush to spread out the bottom, kind of feather it out so it looks natural. Now I'm just painting in my hill so I know where I want to set my little brick church. Now because I don't want it to be bright because it's nighttime, I'm going to use a burnt sienna instead of a brick red, and even add a little bit of black to that to tone it down a little bit more. Basically, I've made a rectangle and then a triangle on top to be the peak. Now on the side of the building, I'm just adding a little more black to the paint to darken it up. To make the roof, I'm using black plus a little of the burnt sienna and sky color. I keep going back to the same colors I've already used because it makes your picture have harmony. For the steeple, it's simply a little cube with a triangle on top, a tall pointy triangle. I left a little kind of window up there, kind of where the bell would be, because you would be able to see sky color through that. And then simply dab some snow on the edges of the roof and the eaves. Next, use a little bit of bright cad yellow paint to paint the lights on inside the church. You want it to be kind of warm and cozy. I also decided to paint a gold cross on the top of the steeple to give it that really churchy look. To make the stars in the sky, simply draw an X and then make another X on the inside. And you could put 3 down there. My third one got a little too thick. To make sure your paintbrush is a nice fine line, just twirl it in the paint and it will give you a better, more defined line. Now I'm just filling in the bottom of my ornament with white paint to be the snow. Then I'm going to paint a little path in the snow with some of the grayed color left over from the sky and the roof. I just keep using the same color in my palette over and over again so that all my colors match and are harmonious. Now with some black and some permanent green deep, I am mixing up the tree color. Now all the paints that I'm using here are from the Turner Acryl Gouache set from Jerry's Artorama. The introductory set that I'm using only costs 25 bucks, and it gives you all the brushes and paints and actually 2 big tubes of white so that you won't run out of the white too quickly. Now the next thing I'm going to do is take some of that yellow from the windows, add a little white, and add the reflections on the snow, both on the ground in front of the church as well as on the roof, and I'm putting in that gold star while I'm at it. If you need to touch up the tree because you got it into some of the white snow color, go ahead and do that with some green paint. You can put any crossbars and details in the window or on the church that you want. And then I also like to add a little bit of snow around the windows with a fine brush. I just think those little touches of snow really make a big difference and make it look really cozy, homey, and wintry. Now I'm adding a little shadow on the edge of my path here with some dark gray paint. That kind of gives it the look of some depth, kind of like the snow is just kind of hanging over the path. Then simply dab on some white onto your Christmas tree to look like snow kind of collecting on the edges of the branches. You can use whatever brush you like, but I think a flat or a filbert actually works a little bit easier for this technique. To light the tree, we're simply going to take some red paint and a fine brush to dab on little lights. You could do several colors if you wanted to have a multicolored look. Now I'd add any other details that you want, such as a little shadow under the tree, and then you can set this aside to dry while we work on the background. I've had this snowflake stencil for over 10 years. It's by Plaid and I really like it. I'm using a makeup wedge held in half, just folded in half, and I dabbed it into my blue paint, and then I'm just sponging on some snowflakes through the stencil. And that's really all you need. You can take any leftover paint on that sponge and just ink the edges, and it just gives it a nice finished look. And then simply using hot glue or whatever glue you like, glue down your image. You can embellish it with little snowflake charms, rhinestones, ribbon, and whatever you like. I want to thank you so much for watching today. Please give me a thumbs up and subscribe, and don't forget to check out Steve Ramsey from Woodworking for Mere Mortals. There's a link in the video description, and also a link to the CRAFTmas playlist where you will see 12 wonderful projects all throughout the holiday season leading up to Christmas that I hope will inspire you. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, happy crafting.